it's really cold out this morning, so they just want to like hang out in the backyard. Yes. Hi, boo boo. Hi, bye. Yo, thank you. Yes. Hi. Hi. Happy Saturday, guys. It is February 25th. We are 9 weeks out. That is so insane to me. This prep has just gone by so fast. This week was a really good week. My weight stayed pretty steady and had some measurement drops today during my progress pictures, which was great. That's kind of what I was hoping for. Overall, everything's just coming in slow and steady. So one of the big things I'm trying to remember is that my first show is not like my goal show, and it's not my last show. I have a long season of competing this year, so just trying to be as mindful as possible about how fast I'm dropping, what we're doing, the changes that we're making. Obviously, we want to preserve as much of that lean tissue as possible, and so doing a bunch of drastic changes or like ramping everything up just for this first show isn't the smartest in the long run, but I can be extremely impatient, and so sometimes that's a little hard to remember. So yeah, otherwise everything is going great. I got my new shoes, so that's exciting. I get to actually pose in my actual stage shoes, which really, posing flat-footed just is not the same, and it's not going to be the way that you are on stage. So you always want to practice how you're going to perform. So I'm really excited to have those this week. A couple things I wanted to talk about and hit on that came up this week that I thought I would share kind of my thoughts on. And the first one is that how people kind of perceive and react to this lifestyle. Not everyone's going to understand what you do, and I don't really think that they need to, but a lot of times it can be very intimidating to others, especially those who have insecurities and things that they are trying to work on themselves, or maybe that they would like to do, but they're just kind of too scared to do. And so a lot of times that transpires into them projecting their insecurities and negativity onto you and what you're doing as a bodybuilder. And that can be in the form of making comments about what you're eating, how much you work out, oh gosh, you're getting skinny. I think most of us have heard those things. And I used to get that a lot in one of my jobs prior to the position that I have now. And I think it was just because people were so insecure about the choices that they were making, or maybe not making, that they felt that it was okay to verbalize that to me. And really, first of all, it's never okay to put someone else's lifestyle down, whether you are a bodybuilder, maybe you have struggles with eating and you're overweight and need to, want to lose some weight. Fit shaming, fat shaming, both sides of the spectrum, it's never okay. We all should be positive and supporting everybody, and ultimately your choice is your choice. So you're the only one living your life. No one else lives it for you, and whatever choices you make day in and day out that make you feel good, those are yours and you should own them, and it doesn't have to be anyone else's. So I found the longer that I've done this that I've been able to kind of share what I do more with people, and it gives me the opportunity to educate. And I think that's a lot of where some of these insecurities and the negativity come from, is just misunderstanding and lack of education. I think that it would be really easy. Choose whole foods, move, drink your water. And it is easy, but we have a culture that just has kind of made that not the norm. And so it's become harder for people to do that, and there's less education as you're growing up about how to eat and how to live a healthy lifestyle. So I think it's really important that those of us who have chosen to live this way, whether you compete or you're just a fitness enthusiast, don't be so quick to get upset. Think about where maybe those comments or those stereotypes are coming from these other people, and maybe if you are patient and kind, take the time to educate them if they're willing to listen and have a conversation. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't, but I really feel like the more that we can kind of educate and share, the better off we will all be, and then maybe those comments kind of start to disappear. But bottom line, you live your life for you. You don't live it for anyone else. Your choices are your choices. Own them 100%. And don't ever feel like you have to validate or explain yourself to anybody else, because you don't. The second thing that's come up this week, and I think I've talked about it before, is just comparison. Everyone's starting to get leaner. Everybody's starting to get closer to stage time. And it's so easy to look at someone and go, oh my gosh, am I behind? Should I look like that? Am I doing something wrong? I encourage all of you who, if you're in prep, your body is your body. Nobody else is made like you. That is why we are all unique individuals, and that's what makes this world such a beautiful place. But don't compare. Don't think that somebody else's body is going to be, that's what the judges want. You don't know what the judges want until you get on stage. And again, whether you're a competitor or you're just a fitness enthusiast who does this to be healthy and active long-term for life, you should never be comparing yourself to anybody else. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know the diet. You don't know if they're actually happy doing what they're doing. You should just be focusing on what you are doing, what works best for your body, and what is keeping you happy and healthy, and moving towards your goal. Everyone has different goals. My goals are not the same as anyone else's. And ultimately, you may be stepping on stage with the person that you're comparing yourself to, but you do not know that final outcome. So just remember that however you're progressing is the right progress for yourself, if that makes sense. And also, when you are looking at other people, if you're going to look at other people, make sure you're comparing the level that you want to be at with yourself. My goal is to be an IFBB pro. So if I'm going to be looking at anybody else, I'm going to be looking at other IFBB pros to say, what do they look like? What is that standard? I should be aspiring to work that hard. I should be aspiring to create my own physique to be at that level. Where do I want to be? Where do I want to take my physique? And who is already there and what do they look like? What can I gain from looking at them? What can I gain from looking at their physiques? Who's placing? What kind of symmetry do they have? And how does that relate to my own body? So those were two things that I was kind of thinking about this weekend I wanted to share with you, but takeaways. Don't let anyone else's negativity bring you down. Positive reacts to positive. So spread that energy. Don't fit shame. Don't fat shame. And use every chance you can to educate other people on what we do, what you do. Don't compare. Love yourself. Be proud of where you're at, no matter what you're doing. And ultimately, you can always change something. You can always take more time to improve. There's always time to improve. The time's going to be there. It's just a matter of how you utilize that time. So don't forget those things. I'm headed to train with my girlfriend Carson for her birthday, and then I'm going to go see my other best friend and watch her try on wedding dresses. Her wedding is in September, so I'm so excited. I will talk to you guys next week. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and don't forget to subscribe and like. I just want to say that, like, prep for me is about being 110% and, like, not going over.
Let me in on the video.
It's Carson's birthday.
Hey guys, we gotta go lift, and this is for you because your birthday's next.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I have yours down there and I have something in my back, so I'll be out in a second.
Okay.
So I was just saying, prep for me is literally about being 110%. There's no fucking up during prep. So that's just how I am. It's just important to me to know that I did everything I possibly could, so that when I step on stage, I'm not thinking, God, that one day, that 1 week, I could have been more on. I want to know that I was on every week, every day, the entire prep. Just a choice I made this prep that I wasn't going to give anything less than 110%. So if you're wondering why things aren't working the way that you want them to, check how much you're actually giving and make sure that you're not leaving anything on the table.